You're right everyone, welcome back to the Hammer and Talk 2 YouTube channel. I wanted to speak about a little bit more in depth, as I normally do, about the West Ham versus Leicester game. As you know, I do my main review on my main channel and then I come over and give a little bit more details and a little bit more insight, or just speak about things that I didn't get to do it in my review, because normally it's really just like just full on bang bang bang, and I like to be able to just relax and speak about a little couple of things that, yeah, like I say, like I just didn't get around to doing it in the review. One of the things is I did mention that somebody was missing. I thought I said Declan Rice, but it's actually Martinez, who I meant to say. Now Martinez didn't play for the under-23s, and obviously he wasn't on the bench for the for the first 11, for the main squad. And I just wanted to know basically where he was. So if anyone does know again, just let me know in the comments below. A couple of things I want to speak about this game was Ayew. I think for me, I thought when he came on, I think he gave us a lot more options. He was a really good outlet. I felt like he went into spaces really well. He was almost untracked for most of that game, for the rest of the 20 minutes that he was on. I thought he came on that Leicester players just kind of ignored him, and he kept on finding spaces, and then when he had the ball, he knew what to do with it. He knew when to play a little ball, he knew when to keep hold of it. He was playing really well, and I think, he has got a real good quality, Ayew. I think he just needs that confidence, and I think he's definitely getting it without a doubt. And I really want what's best for him. I do think that he's got that extra spark, that most of the players don't, or pretty much all the players don't have. That little extra bit of quality that he's got to his game. I mean, we almost see it with the acrobatic effort that he had, in the dying minutes. That was a really good effort. I mean, for me, I thought that was a quite dodgy height for him to be trying to do the acrobatic kick, but he got really close and it went just over the bar. Although seeing Kasper Schmeichel's positioning, I think he probably would have tipped it over anyway, regardless, even if it was on target. But still, to try something like that, it was, he's definitely a step above the rest, in my opinion. He's not like way miles out, but I just think he's somebody we need to keep an eye on, and for me, I think he should be starting for West Ham. But he's not one of those players that's consistently week in, week out. For me, it's kind of like the Arnautovic story at Stoke and at the moment West Ham, where he's not consistently putting in those performances. You could argue the same with Lanzini. I mean, this season Lanzini's been nothing compared to what he's been before. Hopefully, we're going to see the best out of him still this season. There's plenty of football to play this year, so I'm hoping that we can see the best out of people like Ayew and Lanzini. Moving on, I want to speak a little bit about Winston Reid. Is this guy Matt Sharp? Now, this might sound stupid, given that it's not that he's had that much time out. I think that maybe the travelling, going over to New Zealand and then he had to travel to another country on the way back and then come over here. I'm not sure if it's affected him, but for me, he doesn't seem as competent at centre back as we know that he is. I don't know if it's maybe he needs a couple of games or he just needs a couple of games rest. I'm not 100% sure, but for me, when he didn't close down Vardy in that move, the goal that we conceded, I thought that's not Winston Reid. He likes to pressure him right close and show him on their weak foot, but he didn't close him right down. The gap was way too big, for Vardy to put that ball across. That was real disappointing to see Winston Reid do that. I mean, if somebody like Obiang did it, or Fon, I wouldn't be too disappointed, because I don't expect them to do that, kind of basic thing of getting close in on the player. But I mean, for me, he does need to sort that out, and you got to look at it when you've got for me, a weak partner in Obiang. He's definitely the weaker of the two, 100%. Do you need to be having two players that are potentially not playing at their best? But for me, I definitely think his partner Obiang, he definitely needs replacing at the moment. Just taking out the squad for a couple of games, there's no harm in it. Declan Rice has got to come in for me. I think Winston Reid and Declan Rice is a partnership dream waiting to happen, but it's just not happening yet. And I know he didn't get his chance to come on again in the Leicester game, but he's definitely up for it. He's definitely at that level to play for West Ham, to play for the starting 11 in the Premier League without shadow. And for me, one of the biggest weaknesses about Ogbonna's game, and it's been shown time and time again, it's the left foot. It's how reliant he is on his left foot. He, if he's turning left, and if he's facing onwards and he's got to, let's say he's got his back to goal and he's turning left, he can't clear, as we saw. He's done it many a times. He likes to pass it out with his left, or turn to Cresswell's side and lay it out to him. That's what he likes doing. He's not comfortable on that side, whereas I feel Rice, either side, he don't care. He'll pass it out anyway. And for me, that's more quality. That is a lot more composure and skill, to be honest with you, to be able to play more competent with both feet. And it's a real big weakness to have that in our defence right now. And that was the reason why we conceded the goal, because of that weakness in Ogbonna's game. I mean, you know, there are, like I said in the video in my review, that there was a lot of defensive errors there. But the biggest one, I mean, Ogbonna had the biggest opportunity, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's fact, let's be honest. He had the biggest opportunity to stop this by just clearing the ball, and he swept over the top of it. And you can't happen, that cannot happen at this level of football. It really, really can't. Moving on to Andy Carroll, I want to speak about the crosses, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm repeating myself a little bit here, but I cannot understand the tactical thinking of crossing balls in low when Masuaku, Cresswell and Lanzini are all crossing it in low. You know, Andy Carroll is got to be the biggest aerial threat possibly in world football, and you're putting it in, you know, low. You're not clearing the first defender. We need to be taking advantage of this, man. We can't keep having a play that is that good aerially and not taking our chances. We can't. These are basic things that we need to really sort out at West Ham United. You know, a lot of the fans are getting quite frustrated with playing Carroll and playing, you know, low crosses in, and, you know, playing early balls in when he's not even there yet, you know, while he's on the field. And then when we've got Hernandez, then we're putting the ball in and we're putting them high where he can't get it. You know, it's really frustrating as a West Ham fan to see those tactics going completely, just completely opposing each other. You know, you play that player with that tactic, or that player with that tactic. You don't do that tactic with that player, or that player with that tactic. You know what I mean? It's not clever. It's really not. And I really do hope Moyes can see that, and he does change that in the future games. Speaking of the partnership between Zabaleta and Arnautovic, I thought whilst Arnautovic was on the pitch, him and Zabaleta was, for me, I thought they was really good. They seem to have a really good understanding with each other, as to they both know exactly where they are, and they seem to know exactly what each other's doing. And I just feel like if we had that on both sides of the pitch with our other side, you know, with Cresswell and Masuaku doing it, I think we would have a really good squad, especially going forward. But it's getting both of these wings, you know, both of these players, like on both sides, both teams, if you like, the team of Cresswell and Masuaku, the team of Zabaleta and Arnautovic. We can get both teams working together down those wings. You know, getting them balls in, the high ones in on Carroll's head, or the low, fast whipped ones in for Hernandez when he comes back. You know, we will be a success, and we will get straight out of this bottom three. I'm really sure of it. As it currently stands, we're still in the relegation, but, you know, we've got plenty of games left, and I know we do have some real tough fixtures, but we have to get these teams, you know, the partnership on the left and the partnership right, we've got to get them working together. Diafra Sakho came on late on in the game. For me, not really much to talk about. It's just disappointing when I see him on the pitch and I don't see Martinez anywhere near the squad, especially now he wasn't even on the bench. It's really disappointing because I want Martinez to have an opportunity. I want him to be given a go. Sakho, I know he's a good striker, okay? I know that, I'm aware of that. But I feel like there's been so much in the past to do with Sakho. He's really, I know it's going to sound really like, I don't like your relationship and you come in India, whatever. It's like, it's really putting me off. It's really put me off what he's done in the history. And now, I'll be honest with you, I don't care about him. I have no care for Sakho. If he scores, I'm happy because West Ham are winning. I'm not happy on for him personally. I'm not, even if he goes on a 3-5 game scoring goal streak, I'm not particularly happy for Diafra Sakho. I'm just happy that, you know, we're scoring goals, or given the situation we've won 3 points, or we've got a draw out of it. You know, that's the thing. I'm completely dead when it comes to Diafra Sakho. I would love to know what you think about Diafra Sakho, whether you're a neutral fan or you're a West Ham fan. Would love to know what you think about that down below. I don't think it's no secret that Obiang, I feel like, had a really tough afternoon. Obiang's had, you know, even the last game as well, he's had a tough couple of games, he has. But people have to understand that, you know, it's one of the hardest jobs in football to play that defensive midfielder role, when you've got to track players, you've got to be onto them, you've got to try and cut off the, you know, the pass between A and B, you've got to get in that line and stop them doing it, you've got to swoop swoop left and right, you've got to pick up all the loose balls. You know, it's a very, very tough job, and sometimes you're not going to have a good game. For me, I thought he actually did okay. I didn't think he was great. I didn't think he was good. I didn't think he was good, but I thought he was okay. It was just under par, I'd say, definitely. But I don't know. I just think people need to be a little bit more easier on him. Check Coyote. A lot of people got a bit worried about him when he went down in the box. I mean, that looked quite serious at first. I was glad to see him get back up. You know, I don't want nothing, but even if I don't want certain players to start, I'd never want any player to get hurt. I wouldn't wish that on any player. But you know, but I just think that maybe we need a little bit more. I don't know, just a little bit more leeway when it comes to players that are making mistakes, because Coyote has done it for so long, been, you know, under par, performing really poorly, and Obiang's just had a couple of games, you know, and you know, I know at the beginning of the season, like he was the only player that seemed to be playing for the club, you know, and you know, we owe a lot to him, and we owe a lot to him for what he's done. He's a really good, solid player. But you know, he's going to have these bad games, so I just really do hope fans are a lot more patient now with him, like definitely more him than now with Coyote. I think definitely the elephant in the room is to speak about is Mark Noble. Mark Noble's obviously dropped to the bench. The players performed brilliantly, especially in that second half. I don't want to sit there and say it's because Mark Noble's not playing. No, that's just ridiculous. But the players did react, and Mark Noble wasn't playing. They are the facts. It doesn't necessarily mean that because Mark Noble wasn't playing, that's the reason why they didn't react. They did react, but I don't know. I think for me, maybe going forward, it is best to keep Noble as a sub, keep him there. You know, we know he doesn't have the legs he has, but if we would have brought him on maybe 70 minutes, we know we would have got a 20, you know, really good minutes out of Mark Noble. And maybe in hindsight, maybe it was a mistake, you know, not to bring Noble on in you know, late into the second half for Coyote, or for the injured, for the tiring Obiang. Maybe it was a mistake. Well, I mean, we'll never know now. But you know, I definitely think Mark Noble has the biggest part. Like, he's a huge part to play at West Ham, possibly the biggest part, you know, because of what he means to us, and then coming onto the pitch and being that influential character and changing games around. I do believe he can do it. It's just that he can't do it in the space of time that he used to be able to do it. He's got to try and do it in a smaller space of time, which is where, you know, his experience comes in of playing the game, and you know, his intelligence of football. You know, this kind of, you know, this kind of comes in, this kind of like helps him out on the pitch, you know what I mean? Like, it helps him, you know, do certain abilities that he can't do. Having other abilities like your experience that comes in with playing many games, it knocks that up a bit more, and it kind of counteracts it. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it kind of counteracts it. So for me, I wouldn't mind if I see Noble start the next game. I wouldn't, especially now he's had a rest and that. But I definitely think going forward, he needs to be that substitute coming on. I wouldn't mind. I know Coyote scored, so that's probably going to guarantee him to play the next game. But I really do want to see Fernandes. I want to see Edmilson Fernandes play for this football team. He's a really good midfielder, and I really do think he deserves to, you know, get a few more starts under his belt, or at least a few more subs. At least come on, maybe a couple of cup matches. I don't know. Maybe if we're in a game and, you know, the circumstances are that we're losing 3-4-0, bring him on. You know, bring some fresh legs on. Speaking of fresh legs, bring on Rice, bring on Martinez. Let's see the youth come back through again. You know, because it's no use. Moyes might be getting, you know, a couple of brownie points by bringing them through and putting them on the bench, but you get your real brownie points when they're on the pitch playing. Anyway, people, let me know about your thoughts below. Right, I'm gone. Comment, like, subscribe, and as always, keep sharing my stuff. I'll see you all later.